Any questions for Coach or players?
For both Drake and Elliot, you guys did take that 1-point lead at that point in overtime. But for the most part, I think you guys shot 2 for 8 in that overtime period. Just what did you think about the shots that you were getting, and just what kind of kept you all from, I guess, extending the lead at that point?
I think they just didn't fall, really. I thought we took great shots. I thought the right players took the shots. Just, yeah, they just didn't fall.
Elliot, you guys were able to force overtime. I think you were down 7 in like the final maybe minute and a half of regulation. How did you think you guys were able to pull that off? What sort of fight did you see and the way you guys able to extend the game?
I think we just shifted our focus on defense. I feel like we never have a problem offensively and scoring, so it was just a matter of getting stops, and that's basically all we were talking about in the huddle, just getting stops, getting rebounds, and that's what we tried to do.
And maybe the shot, just to follow up,
Maybe to follow up real quick, the shot there from Seth to force overtime. Looked like it might be a play for RJ coming on the weak side. Just can you take us through that and how he ended up with it, making the shot?
Yeah, it was a play for RJ in the corner, and also the second option was Seth coming back on the screen, and that was the read, so we got that here.
For both players, it's a tough loss, but what can you take from this time that you've had here, Molly, and what do you want to really focus on as you start to move forward to the rest of your season?
Personally, as a kid coming from Pittsburgh, you don't get to, come out here to Maui and see the things that I've seen. I've seen great views, and just play the game that I love with a group of people that I love in a place that I love.
This one for Elliot, obviously, you displayed a degree of frustration, missed that layup. I know you guys obviously did go into overtime. What do you kind of remember about, just that sequence of events going to the layup?
Yeah, I just remember it being a big shot, and I missed, but I told Seth in the huddle, I told him thank you for having my back, and he came back and hit the shot for me, so.
Elliot, what would you say is the feeling of this group leaving with 2 losses in 3 games back to back?
I feel like we feel hungry now. We know that nothing's going to be given to us, and we just learned a lot from it. I think the main thing we learned from it was our toughness has to be better. Like, we have to be more tough, and I feel like we're going to start bringing that every day in practice. We have to. We have no choice, so I think that's one thing, yeah.
Anything else for Drake or Elliot? Yeah.
Drake, how would you assess what the problem is with the starts that you guys have had? I think it's like an 11-point deficit on average at halftime for you guys, and the starts just haven't been there. What do you think's going wrong, and what needs to change?
Well, first, you're exactly right. Yeah, we do come out flat and just put ourselves in a hole, and we're trying to come back the whole game. But yeah, like Elliot said, I think it's just the toughness. We gotta, want to get the 50-50 balls, want to get defensive rebounds, offensive rebounds. We have to do all the dirty work, and I think we'll do that continuing forward.
Drake, the last few games you've really taken a bigger role. Seems like confidence is up on both ends of the floor. What's been working for you, and what's your headspace at this point?
Just to keep playing and just growing my game, and whatever is asked of me by my coaches, my teammates, I feel like I can do it at a high level. And yeah, just going forward, I'm just looking forward to the next game.
All right, let's let Drake and Elliot head back with the team. Any questions for Coach?
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, Drake. Thank you.
Xavier Booker for them has not really done much of note this season and had a really impactful second half. I'm just wondering what, at this point, the scouting report was on him, given what he had done this year, and what you thought of his impact on the game for them.
Well, I thought he had a huge impact on both ends of the floor. I felt like his length defensively, when we tried to get to the basket, if he didn't block a shot, he altered a shot. I felt like from an offensive standpoint, he played to his size. I would say normally he drifts to the outside and shoots threes, and did a really good job rolling to the basket, offensive rebounds, being able to finish around the basket with his length and his athleticism. And so I thought he caused problems with us on both ends of the floor.
Coach, it feels like when you extend pressure, it unlocks your athleticism in your group. Have you thought about, from the jump, extending a little bit more, getting them locked in? It seems like
I thought about it a lot.
Hubert, what did you think the difference was in that overtime period? Of course, small amount of time, obviously, but you guys go up one, they end up, kind of taking the lead, things like that. What do you think was the kind of the separator down the stretch?
Well, it's always, the separator is just, the possession by possession, little details here, whether it's, it just comes down to a make or miss situation. We put it into overtime, and as you mentioned, we were able to take the lead in overtime, and in those times, you've got to tighten the screws in terms of the discipline and details of getting stops. Guys, they scored 50 points in the paint. That's just in shot 55% from the field. You guys can keep asking me questions, but it's right here. Like, we have to improve defensively. To say that we took it to overtime, letting the team score 55% from the field, 50 points in the paint. They beat us on the boards, and they beat us at the free throw line and win in overtime. It's right here.
Hubert, to that point, do you have to change something defensively? Maybe with switching everything, I don't know. Do you just have to change what you're doing defensively or with the lineup?
Well, I definitely think this gives time to be able to look and do a deep dive in terms of doing something, maybe tweak, a little pivot, alter, or maybe even change. Because what we're doing defensively is not sustainable, especially against the good teams. We've always struggled defensively in the first half. Second half, we've picked it up. Now with the level of play that has increased, it's made it even more difficult. And so, yeah, you're right. We've got a game next week, and we've got a full week to really take a close look at some things that we're going to have to change, or maybe stay the course and work even harder to be able to put us in a position to do better consistently for longer periods of time on the defensive end.
Hubert, what was the sequence that led to the technical, and did you think you deserved a technical?
I'm not going to comment on that, but I never use profanity. I never show up
asked.
anybody.
Well, can you talk about Drake's emergence here? You obviously gained more confidence in him because you gave him more playing time. What is he doing to deserve all that playing time?
Well, I would disagree. Just because he had playing time that I'm gaining confidence. I don't equate confidence in regards to a number on a stat sheet, but I was very happy with the way that Ian and Drake played. I thought they stepped up for us on both ends of the floor, and I was happy with their effort tonight.
Hubert, where are you at on the starts? It's 3 straight games with double-digit deficits in the first half.
Yeah.
I know you don't like it, obviously. You're pulling your hair out at this. Like, what?
I don't have any hair.
I'm saying here.
We're limited here.
Where's the frustration level with this? And it's just, that's another thing. It feels like you just got to fix it.
Well, no, guys, this gives us one of the things that I love about playing in this tournament and playing the competition that we're playing is it really gives you a clear picture of the things that you need to work on. And so there's things that, there's problems that some people can't change. There's just no solution to it, and there's things that you can change. And one of the things that I told the team is the things that need to be changed, I feel like can be with this group. I believe in this team. I love coaching them. They're a bunch of unbelievable, great kids, and I'm honored and blessed to be their coach.
All right, one more question for Coach.
Yeah, Hubert, have you found, obviously you guys, are wanting to be, the fast-paced team that you have been thus far, but when it comes to, the defensive side of the ball, does the, increase in possessions almost make add for another challenge defensively, if that makes sense? Like, does I guess from a points per game perspective, you know, the increase in possessions, like, does that create almost another challenge for you guys as a defense?
I don't think so. I've said before, to play at our pace, there needs to be a full commitment, and everybody's got to be in the best shape of their life. And we check those two boxes. Again, I mean, we gave up 50 points in the paint. We gave 50 points in the paint against Kansas. We only had the lead for a minute and 8 seconds, and in the game last night, we didn't take the lead once. We got to find a way to get off to better starts in the first half and find a way to get better defensively and rebounding the basketball. And those are things that we're going to look at and fix and try to get better at.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, everybody.